Hi friends, I'm Jessica Mark and I'm excited that you're going to join us for Embodying the Endocrine System soon. We know that sitting in front of a computer to learn is very difficult. And so we wanted to give you a little bit of information beforehand that you can watch on your own time in order to make our time together a little more spacious around the edges. So welcome to Embodying the Endocrine System. Our study group time together is going to be a lot of exploration and movement and breath and tuning into these glands for ourselves so that we really feel them from our own relationship to them in order to be able to then work with clients and connect with their endocrine systems and help support them. So today I'd love to give you just a little bit of foundational knowledge about the endocrine system and the glands. We're going to be exploring about 15 different glands in the system. The system that I have learned this from is body-mind centering, and Bonnie Bainbridge-Cohen is the founder of that work. So I urge you to look up. She's got great YouTube videos and online resources and books and videos, and she goes into a lot more depth. But what we're doing in this class is to bring some awareness and some understanding to our own glands, as well as then how do we translate that into our work as an orthobionomy practitioner. So today, a few minutes of exploring a little bit of the whole system of the endocrine system and some characteristics about it, some information, some basic information about it. So one of the basic things about the glands are they're about balancing our external environment with our internal environment. They're always discerning, checking out our landscape, and noticing how then it may need to adapt or change in order to maintain homeostasis or maintain that balanced state in the body. So that's a wonderful piece of information about the endocrine system. Another is glands are really about that inner listening. So when I have an issue or I'm having trouble discerning something and I hem and haw about it and I'm going back and forth, I really try to tap in and connect with that glandular place in my own system, because that knows exactly where it is. It's really clear and it helps me discern pretty immediately what I need to do in a certain circumstance. Glands are sensed. This is a great orthobionomy piece, not through efforting to try to find them. As we know, things usually are not found easily that way, but they are sensed through effortlessness and our relationship between fluid and space. So if we search with our search lamp to try to find those glands, they generally will shrink away or they may become overstimulated. And so we really want to maintain a presence of a wide, open, spacious lens in order to explore some of these glands together. As we know, working with these glands is so helpful to be able to give us support from this system to support other systems, whether that system is a structural system, a more fluid system, fascial system, ligaments, bones, organ system. All of those, for us to find homeostasis, for us to find balance, really need the connection and the communication between systems. So the endocrine system, its affinity or its characteristics that it has, the glands are light and they're spacious and they have a quality of effervescence to them. They are really brilliant. I love them because they are so quick. When I work with them with clients, it is so fast that we can connect with them usually. And I think that even on a gland where it seems like I can't quite find it maybe if I stay a minute, that is usually enough for the gland to be awakened. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for the difference between high and low tone with a gland. So a gland may be overworking for whatever reason and have a little bit of a higher tone, or it may feel more dense or hot, more active. You may feel some vibration to it even. And on the opposite end of that spectrum is a low tone gland, a gland that really is diminished in its capacity. You may not feel much of anything going on there. And so in orthobionomy, we work with trying to balance those tones in order to create harmony and ease of communication in that system. Glands express the consciousness of a group and as an individual. They really work as a team more than any other thing in the body. They are supported by the gland under them. And so as we work with them through our movement and through our awareness exercises, we're gonna start at the base and work our way up to find that foundational support from underneath. And so even though they have their specific qualities in which different glands secrete different hormones, different chemicals to help our system find balance, they also are very much in tune to each other as a whole group. So many times, if I'm working with one gland and I feel a diminished capacity in them, I'm going to look to the gland under it and notice if we can awaken that gland to bring support to the gland that may have a more diminished capacity above it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The endocrine system, just like the nervous system, is all about communication. Remember, we are governed by our neuroendocrine system. And so the nervous system is the communication happens through our nerves. And in the endocrine system, the communication happens through our blood. So again, we have those specific glands, but they are secreting in a universal way. It's going to the whole body. So they really have an impact in our whole system, not just in one little part of it. So that's important to keep in mind, especially when we're working with them, because it can affect so many other systems when we work with the endocrine system. Remember that the endocrine system is the fastest and most ancient of our systems. The chakras are based off of our endocrine glands. So if you've ever worked with chakras and the balancing of them and how they use tone to help balance, the endocrine glands are similar in that they resonate with vibration. They're very subtle in terms of their awareness, but very powerful and brilliant. Glands give a sense of our spatial orientation and also our verticality. So this is a great one because a lot of times when I work with clients, I might be working, let's say, on the relationship of their arm with their torso and finding the right alignment to where their upper body can feel the support of the arm and the arm can feel the support of the upper body. And maybe we've done lots of shoulder points and rib releases. Maybe we've even done lung work. However, if I'm not feeling like the system is really able to respond, or maybe it is able to respond and it's not holding or not enough change is happening for the body to recognize that change, then I really find interest and explore the glands. Because many times those glands can create the inroad to help create the expansion and the communication to other systems to help them organize. So I find that often with the structural system and the glandular system, they go hand in hand in terms of their help for organization, their support of each other for getting organized. So when we find the organization of our glands, it really gives us that effortless sense of organization in our own bodies, through our structure, through our organs, through our fluids, through our energetic system, all of that. It's a great resource to have for that verticality, relationship with space, relationship with gravity, right? We don't have to gird ourselves up, pull ourselves up with our muscular system, with our fascial system to kind of work against the powers of gravity. When we find the glands, they do that for us. And suddenly our structure is able to move with a lot of ease and effortlessness and fluidity, right? Glands are precise and very specific, right? It knows exactly how much of a specific chemical to release in order and where it should go in order to have the body maintain its homeostasis or its ease in functioning. So they can be very specific, but they also have that universal purpose in going everywhere that the blood goes. So it's a great reminder as we work with it is that we can be so specific, but keeping that wide lens of how it's really affecting the whole body and our lots of different systems on different levels. So watch for that. Let's see if there's anything else I want to remind you of. Just a reminder that glands are not found through trying harder to find them. So as we do our exploration in our study group time together, if you find yourself frustrated or you find yourself really working to get it, to figure it out, to find where it is, and to want to feel something, then usually that gland is again gonna hide under the bed covers, right? We want to find that, like, allowing it to come, which is a great practice as orthobionomy students and practitioners anyway, is keeping that spaciousness, keeping that sense of non-doing, and then the gland, boop, is right there to be found. A few things that we want to be mindful of as we bring our orthobionomy principles in, layered in with the exploration of the endocrine system as well, is the reminder of less is more. It's so tempting to want to, again, go in there and really discern the texture and shape and movement and qualities of that specific gland. But really what our goal is to go in and awaken the gland. And if you have even this beginning of a sense of, like, I think I got it, then that's enough. You may want to stay just a tad longer, but not much longer than that. Because when we stay too long, we have a tendency to overstimulate a gland. So make sure that when we're doing our movement and our exploration, that you err on the side of less is more with the glands. And that leads into another principle that we have, which is right relationship. So if we go in and we're really trying to get it, then we a lot of times override the reflexive nature of those glands. And we want them to have their own spacious ability for discernment, for response, for building their own capacity, for evening out their tone. And a lot of times just the littlest amount will be able to affect the change in those glands. So if you find yourself, again, frustrated, or you feel really spacious, like you're being untethered a little bit, like you're floating around in kind of the ether, or if you get irritable, make sure that you come back to finding your groundedness. So that may look like some kind of slapping of your bones a little bit, or your legs. That may look like some heel drops, letting your heels really find the earth, the vibration there. That may look like trying to push against a wall or a heavy piece of furniture, or even trying to pick up a heavy piece of furniture. Just the sensation of that brings us back into our bones. It really creates a lot of responsiveness in our structure. And that will help tether our glandular system, our endocrine system. So we want to make sure that as we're exploring, we're also exploring in right relationship with the support of our structure, the support of our groundedness, the support of earth under us. So as you begin to explore, make sure that you're listening to your own system of how it feels in your own body in order to continue that exploration with ease. I think that's all I have. So I hope that you have a little bit more of a general sense of the endocrine system, and I look forward to our exploration together in our Embodying the Endocrine System study group soon. Thanks.